The latest in our non-stop coverage and the non-stop breaking news updates we're getting to you straight from the conflict zone in Ukraine. Not just from Kiev, but from all parts. Russian forces have reportedly entered Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, amidst heavy fighting. As the capital city, Kiev, braces for assault. Russian forces have reportedly entered Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest urban center. Heavy street fighting is on. Ukrainian government says that street fighting has escalated in Kharkiv as Russian troops have entered the city. Heavy shelling has been reported in the general area of Kharkiv as Russia has closed in on this city. This is what the Ukrainian government has just officially said. I want to go across to Gaurav Sawant, man on the ground. He's in Kiev, the capital city, which could be the next place that falls. Gaurav, the Ukrainian government says that Kharkiv is on its knees. There is street fighting happening, and it could be taken over by the Russian army very soon. And Kiev could be next, even though the Ukrainian government is still holding strong and saying that the Russian forces may have underestimated the defense forces around Kiev.
Shiv, that is true. The Ukrainian forces are fighting back and fighting back very hard, but they are on edge and everyone's very nervous in Kiev. There's curfew. There's martial law. In fact, when we were going to get certain clearances from the Ministry of Defense, and shortly we'll put out that video. As we approached the Ministry of Defense, we had guns pointed at us, and we were asked, to raise our hands. And we don't understand a word of Ukrainian. Fortunately, Alex was with us, and Alex has been very kind. I mean, we just met him on the train. He was en route elsewhere, but he decided to stay on and help us. And Alex, I want you to join us. And as we play out those images shortly, tell us what happened. I mean, we were just walking towards the Ministry of Defense.
Yeah. We just walked up to them. They started shouting. It was really hard to hear because there is also a road and some cars were passing by. Like really few of them, and then they.
What did they say? Because I just saw guns pointed at us, and suddenly your hands went up.
Yeah, it was first time for me. A gun was pointed at me, so I was terrified. But I explained
they
to them.
You to raise your hands.
They just pointed a gun at me and cocked it. So I was like, no, please don't. I explained to him that you're news reporters and that you're looking for clearance to go around the city during curfew. Today is unofficial whole-day curfew at Kiev because everyone's preparing for a huge attack.
Everyone's preparing for a huge attack. Shiv, now you know how much on edge this city is. So for us, we couldn't understand a word. We just saw a number of soldiers in camouflage fatigues with their bulletproof jackets, helmets, night vision devices on top of the works, and suddenly the weapon cocked and Alex's hands went up. Automatically, Pawan and our hands went up. We couldn't understand a word. Now, I have a huge tripod with me, which almost looks like a Sam, a little weapon that you're holding in your hand.
Yeah.
Was that what made them nervous?
No. They're stopping everyone because again, it's unofficial curfew today, and everyone was asked to stay home, to stay at shelters. To not get shot.
And not get shot. So, Shiv, shoot at sight orders in the streets here. Shoot at sight orders across Kiev. Such is the level of panic. One reason for this is, like in Kharkiv, that the Russian forces have moved in. Here, Alex just got inputs from one of his friends who's a part of a militia, and those were the militiamen we are trying to get to. They are saying that Russians have moved in here in civilian vehicles, perhaps wearing civil clothes, guiding the artillery. And when you hear some of these shells that go off in the background, that is the apprehension, Shiv. So what we are trying to do is get to the Ministry of Defense, get clearance, get that curfew passed so that we are able to go. But we were just told, no, get back into your shelter. Do not come to us just now.
Gaurav, people being asked to get into their shelter because the air raid sirens have been going off. We heard it the last time we spoke to you as well. The streets completely deserted. It's a ghost town out there. I can imagine that the military will be very, very on edge as well to enforce this curfew, because there is martial law already in force right now. Are people being allowed to come out for their essentials? How is that working out?
As of now, so we left Mariupol yesterday afternoon. By the time we reached Dnipro, it was night, so nothing was open. So nothing open in Mariupol, nothing open in Dnipro, and this morning, nothing open in Kiev. I mean, look, this is the business district. Look around me. There are pizzerias, there are eating joints, there are a lot of these joints, everything is shut. That's a supermarket, the supermarket is shut. Other eateries, it's all shut, Shiv. So there's no place to eat. If you have your packed rations, you have your packed rations. If you don't, then there is nothing to eat. There's nowhere to go. No restaurant open. Not even the roadside vendors that Europe is so famous for, that every street corner has some place where you can eat something. Nothing available, nothing, no water available anywhere. So, it's a very tense atmosphere. Just stay indoors, just stay in your underground bunker. Now, when you go to these metro stations, and Shiv, you've traveled very extensively across Europe, as have a large number of our viewers, they would know metro stations are bustling constantly. So, till late at night, till 1 in the morning, when metros function, you have those kiosks open where you can buy anything. Everything is shut. Everything. Shopkeepers are home. Restaurants are home. Hotels are shut because hotel staff are safer at home or have fled the city. So this is actually, as you very rightly pointed out, it's a ghost city. It's a ghost city that's on edge. The only vehicles perhaps you see on the road are either military vehicles like this one or militia vehicles, and they need to have that yellow and blue flag of Ukraine or their militia insignia. That's the only way they can travel and not be shot at these multiple checkpoints where at a distance you're told, halt, display your papers, only then move forward. Like at the Ministry of Defense. I mean, if Alex wasn't with us, we wouldn't know what would have happened to us, because we wouldn't understand a word of what they were saying. And my hands went up only because Alex, almost instinctively, his hand went up, so our hands went up, and we stood there for 5 minutes. There was a conversation that was exchanged, and we were told to go back to the railway station.
Gaurav, thanks very much for being with me on this story. We'll keep coming back to you. Air raid sirens have gone off. We've heard the sound of rockets and shelling as well, not very far from Kiev. So clearly this is a situation that is slowly escalating, and it's on day 4, nearly 100 hours since Putin's invasion of Ukraine began. The only channel reporting from the actual conflict sites in Ukraine.